All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Millionaire the Moon. I'm here to bring you a late night market update with the crypto world. There's lots to discuss. Bitcoin really just does not want to pick a direction. Ethereum is currently maintaining. As well in this video, I want to discuss the state of the altcoin market and some major macro factors that you guys need to be aware of. This episode is going to be jam-packed. I'm not really trying to distill the main important things and kind of just run through these different subtopics as quickly and concisely as I can. So if you like the sound of that, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. And I want to start off today's video with the net unrealized profit and loss here. Net unrealized profit and loss chart. Wow, that's apparently a mouthful to say from Glassstone here. So folks, this chart is very important because it's one of the charts that is historically best called local tops and bottoms to the Bitcoin cycles. So folks, this is the time in which we exist today is the point in which there's the most adoption for Bitcoin ever, the most amount of institutional interest ever, adoption. That paired with the fact that the global reserve currency, the US dollar, they've been printing trillions and trillions of dollars, devaluing their currency, and the rich understand that there is a problem right now, a giant problem with the state of the global economy, which is the US dollar is being debased and devalued. They are printing trillions and trillions and trillions. Just if you're a billionaire, if you own a company, if you're any person who has a bunch of money, you understand that holding US dollars is a liability because over time it will lose its value. The world needs a hedge against inflation. The world needs a store of value, and Bitcoin provides one of the greatest value propositions for a liquid store of value. We are already seeing adoption for that use case, Bitcoin being that global store of value. So we're essentially at the point where there's the greatest demand, the greatest use case, also paired with the lowest supply, circulating supply that Bitcoin has ever had. And so given that kind of fundamental scenario with the market and Bitcoin, and given that we've never entered this blue euphoria zone yet, which is historically called cycle tops, I do not think we have reached the top of the market, folks. We have had a substantial correction, but when in doubt, zoom out. Look how much we've grown. All we've had so far is a 25 some odd percent correction with Bitcoin here. Yeah, roughly about 27% we've corrected so far. So given that the fundamentals for Bitcoin have never looked stronger, and historical charts that have historically called the tops and bottoms pretty well still have not signaled a top indicator, I think there are good enough reasons to think that we have not yet entered the top for Bitcoin this cycle. Another very important chart to look at and understand that I want to remind you guys of, I've been talking about this for a while on the channel, but it's been a while since I've talked about this. So Trading Shot did a very good job of breaking down the Bitcoin cycles. Bitcoin has essentially moved in these 4-year cycles based off the halvings. Every roughly 4 years, the supply of Bitcoin produced gets cut in half. And so if we look at the previous last 2 cycles, from the bottom of the bull market to the halving was 51% of the entire bull cycle, and from the halving to the top was 49% of the entire bull cycle. And this happened twice. And so if the past has any potential leaning on what could happen in the future, at the very least in a similar manner, and if we take a look at when the last halving was, well, Bitcoin isn't likely to reach its top until September, October. So we have two charts here that have historically done a very good job of calling tops and bottoms, and that tells us we still have plenty of room to the upside. That paired with the macro fundamental pictures, folks, it wouldn't make sense that this is the top. So it doesn't make sense, at least for myself, folks. We don't do financial advice on the channel, but we do tell you our honest opinions. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know I am a long-term bull, but I've been I've been talking about some concerning things I've been seeing as of with Bitcoin as of late, because I have seen several concerning things. We've broken below the 50 SMA, a very important support level. We have made new macro lower lows. Every time we've had a correction with Bitcoin so far, we have made higher lows. This is the first time we've made a lower low, and we've broken below a key support level. So there are many concerning things going on with Bitcoin. But if you just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, I do not think this is the top, folks. we have some very compelling reasons to think this was not the top, and one of those compelling reasons is this fear and greed index here. Fear is at a massive high point, low point, depending on what way you look at it. But the fact that the market is now fearful, I love buying into fear. I love that the market is fearful, because we cannot simply go explode parabolically forever, folks. Pullbacks are needed, corrections are needed, they're to be expected, and they're healthy. The fact that the market is now this fearful tells me that at some point here, Bitcoin is ready to find a bottom. If we look at the last time the market was this fearful, it was back in April 2020, beginning of April 2020. When was April 2020? Well, it was right after when the disease hit the world, and April was the following month. So the fact that the market is now as fearful as we were back then tells me that we could be near a bottom. Whenever people get fearful, that's when I get greedy, because buying into fear is sometimes when the greatest opportunities lie. So let's briefly discuss what's happening with Bitcoin. We're currently finding support on the 100 SMA on the daily. That's very good to see. We're also above the 236. If we can hold above these clusters of support at around just above $50,000, very good sign. Let's say we don't hold that. Let's say for whatever reason we start to break down bearishly. Then I think we're probably going to retest anywhere from about 43 to about 41,000. I think is most likely. The 20 weekly, I believe is this the simple moving average? I do believe this is the simple moving average. Very important support level historically. If we zoom out here, we can see that throughout these regions, this SMA, the 20 simple moving average on the weekly, was a very historically significant, important support level for Bitcoin. Even if we zoom back during the previous cycle, we can see how kind of twice here, the 20 simple moving average on the weekly was very significant, even over here. So my point in bringing that up is that we have a bunch of clusters of support from about 41,000 to about 43,000. So plenty of support below us. And let's say we were to correct further here. If we take a look at how much we've corrected so far, we've had a 27% correction. Let's say we go to 41%. We might have a 36% correction. All of which is extremely normal and extremely to be expected in a bull cycle. Let's talk about Bitcoin dominance here. Bitcoin dominance here has been an absolute free fall, is finding support at around 50%. We have a Fibonacci level right there, and it's a historically significant, psychologically significant level. I think Bitcoin dominance is due for a leg up. We have fallen extremely quickly, and I would not expect it to just easily fall through this incredibly strong, significant inflection point for Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. So I do think at some point here, Bitcoin will start to make moves to the upside. Again, I want to see, honestly, for the bleeding for Bitcoin to stop, I want to see us flip that 50 SMA from resistance into support. If once we do that, I become a lot less worried about Bitcoin continuing to correct. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's talk about Ethereum. So Ethereum is holding up pretty nicely. Very good to see. We're seeing a little bit of a pump. We're breaking above this 236 Fibonacci level from this bottom to this top. So as long as we can remain above this level, about a 2,300, 2,330 bucks, as long as you remain above that fib level, I think Ethereum could see bullish continuation. Now, something very interesting to note with Ethereum and the state of the kind of altcoin market is Ethereum dominance is steadily gaining momentum and strength. We're constantly seeing macro higher highs and higher lows. It's telling us that the alts are building up their strength. And if we look at where Ethereum dominance got the previous cycle, we went to around 30%. So I think this time around, we're likely to reach around the same area, in my opinion. So, whenever we reach these areas, this could be an indicator, at least if the past has any bearing on what could happen in the future. This could be an indicator that helps us perhaps understand when to take some profits. So also subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be breaking down the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news and technical analysis. And folks, one of the greatest things going on with technical analysis in crypto is this chart I've drawn of Audius Audio, which is essentially a competitor to Spotify. It's kind of like Spotify on the blockchain. We were in this macro descending triangle. I was letting our VIP Discord members know about this thing, and I was letting them know I was buying into this thing at around $1.55. So folks, if you guys want to become a VIP Discord member, link to join that is through our Patreon. Link for everything is down in the description below. So we're breaking out bullishly from this descending triangle. We're breaking above the key level of the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Very bullish. As long as Audius can stay above $2, and that's not a guarantee. I want to see a couple daily candles close above this. Let's say we do. I think Audius is very likely to see bullish continuation in that case. Another thing I want to see us do is get above the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. 200 EMA on the 6 hour acting as resistance. 200 EMA on the 12 hour here, acting as support. So if we can flip that 618, flip that $2, and flip that 200 EMA on the 6 hour from resistance into support, I think Audius is long overdue to see some bullish trend reversal. So that's what's going on with that. Also, kind of a word of warning here. There's been a bunch of Doge liquidations, according to bybit. In the last 12 hours, over $44 million worth of Doge positions were liquidated. So folks, please be very careful with leverage trading. It's extremely risky. Tons of people are getting liquidated right now. And just Doge is a joke coin. So, I mean, you know, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but I'm certainly not touching Doge with my money when there's actually real things that you can be investing in. Another kind of interesting piece of news I want to bring you guys is Eminem is partnering with Gemini's Nifty Gateway to launch his first NFT. Very interesting, very bullish news. So folks, I kind of want to just bring you guys some of my main thoughts with the market. Okay. Bitcoin is still concerning, although the fact that we're remaining above 50K, these clusters of support are a very good thing. Now, whether this correction continues for another day, another week, another month, I think there are enough good reasons to think that this is nowhere near the top of the market based off cycle indicators and fundamentals. It just doesn't make any sense that Bitcoin would reach a top here at its peak of use case and adoption and interest, and at the point of its lowest demand in history, or sorry, lowest supply in history. It just wouldn't make any sense that we would reach a top here. So this correction is very healthy. We almost entered into this blue euphoria zone, which essentially means too many people are making too much money too fast, and that growth is unsustainable, at least historically. So the fact that we still have not entered that zone and that we're correcting further just makes the uptrend on the other side that much more stronger and that much more sustainable whenever that uptrend may be, whether it's a week from now, a month from now, quarter from now. Whenever it is, whenever Bitcoin decides to stop correcting, it starts making a move to the upsides. This correction will make that next move to the upside stronger and more sustainable. So yes, while it does suck experiencing your portfolio drop a bunch, believe me folks, my portfolio has dropped quite a lot. You know, a lot of my positions are down, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50%. I don't care. If anything, I'm sure shit not selling. I'm looking to buy. Anybody trying to buy a liver right now, I'll sell a kidney or something, because there's a shit ton of stuff I want to buy right now. I'm definitely not getting shaken out of the market. But regardless of all that, folks, if you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest cryptocurrency news and technical analysis, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. Be greedy when people are fearful, and fearful when people are greedy. That's enough of me. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, folks, take care.